All right, Shalom. First off, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakadas. I want to give double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. And this is share Shalom to the Ankim out here that's doing again, pushing this work in truth and in sincerity. What I'm going on this video, that being an Israelite is a blessing. Being of the elect is an ultimate blessing. Now, when we look at, I was just, going through this app, idiom and phrases, like how I used to, just going over certain idioms, right? And one of the ones that stuck out to me, is win-win situation. The Bible is filled with, a lot of figures of speech, and when we look at the scriptures and applying it, win-win situation, it says good for everyone who is involved. Okay, and when we talk about the Israelites, we're talking about predominantly so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, okay, who biblically are, the Israelites, 12 tribes of Jacob, who God's name changed to Israel, okay? Those are the people that the Lord has a covenant with, okay? An agreement that he's going to be our God, okay? And, his name is Yahweh, his son's name is Yahweh Shah, okay? So, we have the creator of everything, on our side, and he made our people, okay, to serve him, okay, and to be a set apart people, okay. With being an Israelite, which the only way that you can be an Israelite, you have to be born an Israelite, through the seed of your fathers, okay, your father, his father, his father, keep going up, the bloodline, okay, or the lineage, that is the only way that you can be an Israelite, okay. Our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, on down, they were blessed, from the Lord to, start this lineage that we are a part of, okay, which is a blessing. So, I asked ChatGPT, right? I asked, according to GMS, how is being a Hebrew Israelite a win-win situation? And it says, according to the teachings of Great Millstone, GMS, being an Israelite is often presented as a win-win situation because they believe if an Israelite is part of the elect, they will receive salvation, rulership with the Messiah, spiritual bodies, and the promises made to Israel. Okay? That's Romans 8:17, Revelation 20:6, right? Let's see what that says. Romans 8:17. It says, the Spirit, I'm going to start at 16. The Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh Shah. And if children, then heirs of Yahweh Shah. With Yahweh Shah, joint heirs with Yahweh Shah, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. In the Amplified version, it says, sharing his spiritual blessing and inheritance. Okay? So this is a spiritual blessing that we have. Okay? And it says, For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. Okay? So nothing that we go through right now, okay, should, deter us off of this path that we are on. Okay? So continuing on, it says, number 2, if an Israelite is not part of the elect, but survives into the kingdom through mercy, is later brought back through the loins of the elect, they still ultimately inherit the kingdom, because GMS teaches that all Israel will eventually be saved and restored, citing passages like such as Romans 11-26, Isaiah 45-17. Okay? It says, even Israelites who die on the wrong side of judgment are not viewed as being eternally tormented, right? Going into spiritual hell, burning forever. Okay? It says, GMS teaches they will be brought back into the kingdom through the elect and receive their inheritance after a period of judgment. Okay, it says, from that perspective, GMS often argues that the elect receive the first and highest reward. The rest of Israel eventually receives the promises afterward. Therefore, an Israelite ultimately inherits the kingdom regardless, though not everyone receives the same reward or status. Okay, it says the elect get the crown first, and the rest of Israel come back through the elective in the kingdom, right? Through sex, right? Either way, Israel received the promises that the Lord made to the fathers. Okay, and to talk about, this is a description of GMS, and it's not a view shared by all Christians or all Hebrew Israelite groups. And guess what? We don't care, because this belief ain't for everybody. Okay? That shows you that we're different from these other groups. Now, Romans 11-26, right? It says, and so all Israel shall be saved. As it is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away all ungodliness from Jacob. For this is my covenant unto them, when I shall take away their sins. Right? It says, as concerning the gospel, they are enemies for your sakes, but touching the election, they are beloved for the Father's sake. Okay, so the Lord chose Israel. Okay, chose our people, the Israelites, as a collective to be his people. Okay. Now there's a elect amongst the elect. Okay. There's a chosen, because all Israel is a chosen. Okay. But there's a chosen amongst the chosen that the Lord chose to be, set apart from those people, which is the ultimate blessing. That's why we talk about the elect. Okay. The elect, as we, it just broke it down, they'll be the first ones to inherit the kingdom. Okay. To enjoy it, to taste, know what peace feels like. And guess what? We got, our family members and stuff like that might die on this side, but they'll come back. Okay? And they'll come back in their right mind, their right spirit. It says, for the gifts, right? Being an Israelite is a gift. Okay? And calling are without repentance. Okay? So the Lord didn't make our people to be Israelites and just take it on back. Okay? That's a gift. We ain't do nothing to deserve this gift. We ain't do nothing, Lord willing, we have the elect. We ain't do nothing to deserve that. You know, uh, we do go out, put our, best foot forth, right? We are unprofitable servants, okay? But what it really boils down to is that the Lord woke us up, and this is what He wants. This is what He desires. Okay. So it says, "For as you in times past have not believed God, yet have now obtained mercy through their unbelief, even so have these also now not believed, that through your mercy they also may obtain mercy. For God has concluded them all in unbelief, that He might have mercy upon all." Okay, it's talking about Israel. Okay, it says, "Oh, the depths of the riches, both of the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Shemi outside. How unsearchable are His judgments, and His ways past finding out. For who has known the mind of the Lord, or who has been His counselor, or who has first given to Him, or whose, and they shall be recompensed unto Him." Right? Nobody gave anything to the Lord, okay, that He had to owe them, pay them back. Okay? "For of Him, and through Him, and to Him are all things, to Him, to whom be glory forever. Amen." So, being an Israelite, it's a gift from the Lord. Okay? But being of the elect is the ultimate blessing. Okay? Being of the elect of Israel is the ultimate blessing. So with that, Lord willing, this edifying, I'm going to say shalom until next time.